Dearly beloved in Jesus Christ, welcome to the reflections of 13th Ordinary Sunday, Year C. Dear friends, on this Sunday, we are celebrating the solemnity of Apostles Peter and Paul. On this Sunday, let us meditate how the Lord formed different kinds of leadership in the church to grow, to lead, to have a faith journey. First and foremost, let us speak about Peter. Peter, in my own terms, can be called as an illiterate leader. Dear friends, Peter was from a fisherman community from Bethsaida, in other words, from Galilee. This poor man lived on fishing. But the Lord chose this illiterate one to make leader of this entire universal church. Peter had a call in two occasions. The first one, which we read from today's gospel passage from Matthew 16. Here, Peter confesses to the Lord saying, "Lord, I know you are the Christ." I really doubt whether Peter understands what he spoke. But to this initial step, the Lord awards him, telling, "You are Peter, and on this rock I will build my church." The Lord wanted a second confirmation from Peter. That's what we read in John chapter 21. After the resurrection, the Lord comes and asks Peter 3 times, "Peter, do you love me?" And all the 3 times he expected a positive answer. And Peter gave a positive answer. After that, when the Lord was sure that this illiterate man can lead the entire church for centuries to come, he said, "Feed my sheep." Dear friends, often what happens to us, we who are living in this modern generation, try to judge or examine the leaders of the church from the world perspective. We long for intelligent priests. We want a priest who can give an eloquent sermon. We want a priest who is very good at so many fields. But remember, the Lord started this huge church on the foundation of a humble, simple, illiterate man. So, dear friends, ask the Lord to send leaders who have faith formation. Ask the Lord that the leaders should be motivated by faith in the Spirit of Christ, and rest of the things automatically will come. Dear leaders of the church, Peter is your example. Be humble, develop in faith, and the Lord will take care of your faith journey. Secondly, let's speak about Paul. Let me tell you in my own words, Paul can be called as an educated leader. Completely contrary to the lifestyle of Peter, Paul was very well educated man. In fact, he was from Tarsus, at present it is in Turkey, and he was from a Jewish family, well educated under the leader of Gamaliel, who was then well-known Pharisee and a rabbi. And this kind of a man was called by Jesus to follow his path. All of us know the journey of Paul. Paul was very arrogant. He thought he knew the law, he knew the faith, and started persecuting all the Christians. But after the great fall, when he was on the way to Damascus, he really understood. Amidst all his wisdom and knowledge, he was nothing. When he realized all his knowledge, all his law, all his Torah, all his understanding of the scripture is nothing in front of a God who judges you and me on faith basis, he realized his vocation. And then finally, He calls all this wisdom and knowledge as foolishness. He lived a life for him. Now he is called apostle to Gentiles. The church grew out of Rome just because of Paul. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, the Lord gives two great leaders of two different personalities, of different qualities to lead the church. Church needs both of them. Church needs simple, humble, faith formation leaders, and also church needs leaders who are educated, qualified, yet humble and simple in the path of Christ. Therefore, dear friends, pray for this kind of leaders in this modern world. And my dear leaders, understand and know, either you become a leader like Peter, humble and simple, having faith, or you become like a Paul, educated yet humble and simple like Paul. Where are we standing? And what kind of leaders we have, what kind of leaders we are forming in our church. Therefore, dear brothers and sisters in Jesus Christ, understand and pray for the growth of the church, and let the intercession of Peter and Paul assist all of us to grow more and more closer to God. Let God bless us all through the intercession of Peter and Paul.